Vampire the Masquerade.
No, not that one. I mean this one, right here. It's called Redemption. Yeah, that's the one. Was released in the year 2000 when vampires were still cool and had a reputation. I have so many fond memories of this game and I still remember where I got it. Surprisingly enough, in a bookstore. Now get this. You're in there and you just want the latest Batman comic or whatever, and then suddenly your eye catches a box with a vampire grinning in your direction, promising you to become one yourself. I knew nothing about this game. Do you know why I bought it anyway? The box art. It was beautiful and it was informative. Here, let me crack this down for you. 1. You're playing as a motherfucking vampire and that's just cool. 2. If you're a fan of role-playing games, it says so right on the box. And 3. The colors. You can assume by the colors alone that it will be a dark story, a bloody story, a gritty story. In conclusion, what I want to say is, get the box art back, okay? It sells games, believe it or not. And without further ado, meet our main man, Christoph Romuald, a man of the church and a crusader in the 12th century. And like every good man of the church, he wants to be in a special relationship with someone he's not quite allowed to be with. That's right, he wants to bang Agnieszka, the nun who nursed him back to health after he got wounded while doing God's work near the city of Prague. And by God's work, I mean to spread the beliefs of the church, of course. And by that I mean mass murdering people who don't share your beliefs. Well kids, a soldier of God kills things. That's his job. Don't judge.
Or you are next.
So he's not able to fight for a while. That's okay. We just chill here until... What was that? Looks like we have to defend the convent from petty thieves. Come out, you cutper! Oh my fuck, what? No! Fugly. You know what? It doesn't matter. Have at you, miscarriage!
Christoph, my wound.
Nay, 'tis nothing. A scratch.
Hey buddy? Are you okay? As it turns out, this wasn't the only monstrosity attack. These freaks have occupied the local silver mine and now they come up every night to terrorize the town. And then in comes the Archbishop, a horizontally challenged man who... Look, I'm sorry, where are my manners? Let me start again. A Snorlax in disguise who gives you the task to clear the mine of these things. Well, at least we get to visit the town before we go. And hey, look, another sword brother.
We Knights of St. John are far from home, and I would we were back in France.
Say not so. We should gladly go to the ends of the earth in service to our Lord.
That was insensitive as hell, but at least he believes in his cause. That's something. Oh, Chris, I heard a local gypsy, a nice old lady really, knows how to deal with these freaks in the mine. Maybe we should pay her a visit.
Never. Such magics are of the devil.
Okay, I give up. Go to the mine, and while we're at it, leave your sword here because I don't want you to come back. The combat system is pretty straightforward. Just like in Diablo 1 to 3, you click and either you hit or miss and... It's not boring, it's simple, but satisfying. Oh hey look! A giant room with nothing in it! It must be boss time! What will it be? A giant rat? A big white slug?
I am Ultra, the Unliving.
By the power of Christ, drown in holy water!
Which was conveniently put all over the mine.
And die!
Great, he survived. Let me guess, he's the hero of Prague now.
All hail the crusading hero of Prague!
And the douchebag gets the girl, right?
I have retrieved a sacred relic, milady. The amulet of St. Jude. It is the dearest of all I have. And thou art the dearest of all I have not.
Okay, what was that? Here we have a man who kills other men, monsters and demons, but is too scared to simply tell a girl how he feels? That is a pleasant surprise. He is a douche with feelings, a redeeming factor, I take it. And now what? What do you want?
She is out of thy star, and is not for the likes of thee. Her place is with me, with us, here, in the convent.
My lord, thy mind must be in delusion. With thy body as plump as the moon, I can only think of one female that would have any interest in thee. This one.
Well, the streets of Prague are still host to unclean demons. Hunt them in the streets.
At night. Are you serious? After every vampire knows what I did and I don't know, probably wants my head? That's like sending me on a suicide mission. Oh. I hate you so much, Bishop. And what do you know? There is someone waiting, ready to kill me and my eyes. But I'm prepared. Jeez, why do they hit so hard? Okay, let's try that again. Ha! Suck it! Look, I know we barely survived this ambush and all, and reinforcements are probably on the way, but do you know what would be really nice right now? A love scene.
I do love thee, fair Aneska. I do love thee with a passion I have never known.
Know thee that thou art not alone in such desires.
Then truly I am damned. I am condemned for my lust. But I must not drag thee into the abyss with me. I must flee this holy place and return no more.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the church, ruining perfectly fine love interests for completely retarded reasons. Hey Chris, I have a better idea. Why don't you sleep this over just one more night, okay? Because I know this game by now, and as far as I can tell, something bad happens tonight, like I don't know, a stupid hot lady stuns you with magic and then it turns out she's just another fugly vampire. Chris is a vampire now, his soul lost for all eternity. But I don't have to listen to him being a man of God anymore, right?
Am I now a miserable demon? One such as I cannot be redeemed. I am an outcast from heaven.
So kids, this is important. Repeat after me. Don't go out at night, or someone will come and turn you into a dark, gloomy, and gothic vampire.
What have I done?
Lucky for him, he gets some companions, and with their help, he finally accepts his unlife. But what about his love for Aneska, you ask? Well, this is a bit awkward, and I'm gonna make this short. After he becomes a vamp, he steals himself into her room and watches her sleep, just to see her. Then she wakes up, still says that she loves him, which makes him furious. Then he leaves for good because he wants to protect her from her feelings and his bloodlust. And the night after that, Christoph learns that she ran after him, got captured by vampires who want to see Christoph dead and is now shipped to Vienna as a slave. And now Christoph has to go and save her, and it will take him 800 years to do so. So you're a vampire now, and that means I have good and bad news for you. The good news is, by draining your own blood, you can use magic. How cool is that? And the bad news is, you have to fight the constant lust for blood, also known as the beast that now lives within you. In-game, it works like this. In addition to your blood pool, you get a frenzy meter which fills ridiculously fast if you have no juice left and get hit by an enemy. If this baby reaches 100, you're fucked. The character becomes uncontrollable and kills everything in sight. Good job there. But that is cool, because now we have one more strategic element in the game. Powerful magic versus safety and control. The solution to the problem would be to use magic only in extremely advantageous or dangerous situations, right? Well, apparently your allies don't know how to logic, because they will use their magic on anything in sight, especially when it's just one enemy and he's half dead. Just look at this for a second. A ghost, enchantment spell, and a fucking wolf. For one enemy. Even if I go to the options and set the auto casting to off, they still behave like inobedient brats and cast anyway. Eventually, my team will have no blood and the enemy will need just one good hit to turn my trusted friends into raving killing machines who attack everyone, including me. Now, I wouldn't have any problem with that if they just knew when to retreat. But they fucking don't! They stay and fight until they die every goddamn time. Now, why is that? I knew in my heart that there must be a reason behind this suicidal behavior, and believe it or not, after a thorough scientific research, I came up with the one possible explanation. Now give me a minute because I need to sound eloquent now, okay? The combat system is fucking broken! It's not even remotely playable! The sole reason for this is the AI of your comrades and the horrible AI control, which comes in the form of these buttons here. You know, I can see your face right now and it clearly says, Ace, you are overreacting. Do I? We have the apathy mode, in which your allies won't attack or come to help you. And then we have the neutral/offensive modes, which are pretty much just one mode called Enemy! Look, I won't show you the footage because I feel like I would really waste your time here. Also, I've come to realize the average monster is smarter than my team. And that sucks! An enemy on low health realizes how fucked he is and will retreat to his allies, while your best buddy will not. He will assume that this is the only enemy in the whole dungeon, and that results in him getting decapitated faster than your Game of Thrones character you like so much. Or better yet, they make it very clear to you that they don't like you and will just stand there like a sack of potatoes waiting to get dropped. It's you against your team and the rest of the game. The only thing I spent their experience points on was for toughness, strength and the like, because even my mage class vampire was too stupid to back away and was always the first in the line of combat. And something else almost made me eat my keyboard in frustration. The insultingly easy attempt to incorporate puzzles into the game.
Oh, look at this. I can't get through this locked passage and there are 4 stones sticking out of the chimney. Is there a secret combination that I have to do?
No, just push him in and you're good to go. Or look at this maze here. I can choose between 2 doors and I even get help in the form of a stone tablet. Apparently different colors above the doors and the text to give me the direction. Man, this is serious business. If they really put so much effort into this, then I can expect a really good maze, right? Yeah, I just go back to the start with no penalty at all, honestly. If I don't get an enemy or at least another passage to get lost in, why even bother with a maze that is pretty much just trial and error for 4 turns? Look, and the colors above the doors don't even help me because the camera is too stupid to show them. That's right, during the whole game you can't look at the ceiling. They just lock the camera in a 90-degree angle and that's all you get. Now look, if you're still watching this, you might have noticed that some of the scenes are slightly cut off at the top. That's not me. That was the camera. Okay, I'm done ranting. Commence the evaluation. Now, with all these fatal flaws that ruin nearly all of the gaming experience, why did I keep playing? As you can probably imagine, it was the story and the atmosphere that kept me going. The characters are all fleshed out and you feel the guilt that Kristoff feels when his love interest gets kidnapped in retaliation for killing the misfit Ginger at the start of the game. Not only that, but Chris develops as a character throughout the game. And the best part is this: how he comes to terms with being a vampire is up to you, the player. Redemption has 3 different endings based on your decisions during the game. And every decision matters. You see this humanity bar here? Try to stay compassionate and you will get more humanity, aka a different ending than when you're playing a total monster that sucks innocence dry. There's a lot of witty dialogue between the characters of your party, and even non-playable characters are well made.
See you later, Dev Null.
Derf.
If they wanted you to hate a certain NPC, they delivered, and if they wanted you to feel a connection, guess what? They managed that as well.
Oh yeah, and the language.
Nay. Derf.
What drove the point home for me is, I hated Kristoff at the start of the game, and I loved him at the end. That's good character development. I want to see more of that. So, story-wise, this game is good. It's really good. The music is most of the time spot on, but never intrusive. It manages to add to the atmosphere of the game. One example. This is the Lair of the Tremere, a vampire clan that specializes in studying, well, everything. And they keep all their knowledge to themselves. And now listen. It fits, right? Some exceptions in the sound effects department exist though. The AI is dumb, the pathfinding is annoying, ranged weapons are practically useless because the game will tell you that you have ammunition left when you don't, and the enemy placement seems to be pretty random to me. Sometimes I would just walk into a big room with just 1 or 2 enemies in it, and on other occasions I enter a small room with 6 bastards in it. And the worst thing is I can't even see them immediately because I have to rotate the camera with the mouse. So I got ambushed. A lot. Honestly, I could just find one thing they did right, but damn, I wish more games had a mechanic like that. You have so many options in developing your characters. In other RPGs you level up once you gain enough XP and the thief gets more agile, etc, but not here. No. Here you spend your XP directly on stats and magic. Do you want your magi to be a brawler? Go ahead, nothing's stopping you. It's fucking incredible. But all in all, I gotta say, it's not enough. The game's just too flawed. After the 3rd boss fight, I started to realize that there isn't really a learning curve in the game. Enemies have no real weak points, you just click on them with weapons or magic and then you do it again until they're dead. No strategy involved. But the weapons make you believe there were. Because swords do lethal damage, hammers do bashing damage, aggravated damage exists, and so on and on and on. But you could just hit every enemy with every weapon and they all die at pretty much the same pace regardless of the damage type. Except for the rocket launcher. My biggest problem is that I don't feel that I deserve to win against the bosses or the enemies. I didn't abuse a weak spot a ruthless and cunning beast would have and then would after a long and hard battle triumph over it. No, I abused the bad AI instead. I just used a magic attack that always hits, pack myself full with blood, get someplace where my opponent could not possibly reach me, and then I fried that mofo to death. Look, it's the go-to strategy for every enemy in the game, including the last boss. And why? Because the combat system is unfair. Every time I want to hit something, a die is rolled and it compares my stats versus the stats of my opponent. And if your stats aren't a whole lot higher than your opponent's, you just basically rely on your luck. Now hear me out. Dice rolling, not a bad thing if done right. Hell, Morrowind and Baldur's Gate both use it to detect when a hit was successful or not, and I love these games. But here's what sets them apart from this game. In Baldur's Gate, you never run into enemies you can't kill with your current level, and Morrowind has a level scaling system where the enemies are just as strong as you, no matter how strong you currently are. Redemption took this failsafe, looked at it and threw it right out the fucking window. The second boss is almost unbeatable because of this bullshit. Just watch as this mage, which is supposed to be physically weak, is whooping my ass repeatedly no matter which strategy I use. Full combat? No. Ranged? No. Running around in circles? No? I had to lure him out and use my crossbow since I didn't have a ranged magic spell yet. And after I was out of bolts, which the game told me were still in my inventory, I had to rely on luck, okay? I'm not proud of it. And this is what it boils down to. One lucky hit makes all the difference between living and dying, and that's not how I want to play. For a time, the graphics were beautiful and every dungeon, every shop you go into has a unique theme. The magic effects are nice to look at too, but nothing special. Only points I have to criticize is the textures look a bit washed out even for 2000, and what the fuck is this? In conclusion, if you want to play this game, you play it for the story. Most of the time, the combat system will screw you completely over and you have to get very creative to beat your enemies. You solely play for one thing and one thing only. Will Christoph get an Azkaban back? Tune in next week to find out.